Yeah, let's go. So title update, 5 PTS patch notes, 3 new main missions, right? No, it's only 2 actually. So new main mission, manning National Zoo, and Camp White Oak as well. I will definitely check out those missions later today. Should be up on YouTube as well. New experience, expeditions. Expeditions are free events that brings player to unexplored locations around DZ to discover new narratives and gameplay opportunities. These sites offer unique challenges and lore not found anywhere else, new collectibles, treasure rooms, environmental puzzles, unique boss mechanics, and more await every agent who embarks on our expeditions. Like, this sounds really interesting. So I assume we can try that as well in the PTS. I guess that's what we're gonna try first. 2 new classified assignments. Doesn't say much about that. Shepherd reward system, call for backup. Oh yeah, I guess that's in the menu, right? Call for backup. Earn the Shepherd title by responding to call for backups and earning endorsements. An agent who receives help will be able to endorse the helping agent. I mean, that's pretty cool, like giving some incentive to like actually help people that do call for backup. I never do that, but I heard people that do that. Like, most of the time, the people that need the help, they are either AFK or they're like doing something really hard. But look at this though, raid added story difficulty to Washington National Airport raid. I've been actually asking for this for a long time, right? Like, similar to World of Warcraft, I think it should have like World of Warcraft have looking for raid, I think, looking for group, looking for raid, like an easy difficulty so everybody can explore it or like do the raid. So that's good. So story difficulty easier than normal, so that's really good. I think that's something that they should add like 2 to 4 weeks after the raid releases. So maybe this is a little bit too late now. But they did say that they wouldn't do any difficulties at all. So I think it's good that they finally realize it. A little bit too late though, but at least it's here, right? Raid completion time to clan leaderboards. These leaderboards rank clans based on how quickly they were able to complete the raid as a clan only priority. Okay. Exotics. Oh, so apparently there is... No, this is okay. So the Diamondback exotic rifle. So lever action rifle. I think this is the same weapon family as the 1886. Not sure though. 5-round mag, 100 RPM. So the talents here. Diamondback randomly marks an enemy. Hitting that enemy consumes the mark. Guaranteed a critical hit with 20 plus total damage. A new random enemy is marked afterwards and whenever you reload. Randomly marks an enemy. I mean, I guess that's fine. I mean, in PvP, I don't know how it would work. But I don't really like RNG though. But I think in this case, it's fine. So it's giving you a free crit. Guarantee a critical hit. So that's a body shot machine gun, I guess. Deep Fangs. After hitting 5 marked enemies, gain 50 reload speed, plus 20 total damage, and all shots fired are guaranteed critical hits for 10 seconds. Hitting that enemy consumes the mark. Oh, okay. So you're just gonna like go target to target, right? Hit the target and swap. If you can just one-shot that all the time, since it's gonna get 1 crit on the mark, that's pretty good. If you just build like glass cannon, you just can one-shot everything. And then you get this as well. 50 reload speed is really good for this though, because the reload is really bad on the lever action, right? So 50 reload speed, 20 damage, and guaranteed critical hits for 10 seconds. While drawn each time a round is loaded, gain 20 bonus armor for 3 seconds. While holster each time you reload or cycle your current weapon, gain 8% bonus armor for 2 seconds. I mean, okay, this is pretty good. Each time a round is loaded, gain 20 bonus armor for 3 seconds. Every time you actually reload 1 bullet, you get 20 bonus armor. Not bad. The new gloves, that's supposed to be like skill gloves, so Skills that apply status effect gains 50% status effect duration and 50 skill haste. I mean, the 50 skill haste is definitely worth. I mean, this could be it's situational with status effect. No, this is status effect duration. Okay, that's pretty good, I guess. Whenever you apply a status effect, your gloves become infused with that for 60 seconds. While infused, you gain 10% skill damage, 10% skill healing. 10% skill healing, that sounds so little. And 10% skill duration for each utility. Yellow battery on your... Oh, so basically all utility mods. It almost says yellow battery though. So I guess on the actual skill, right? Whenever you throw a skill 1.25 seconds after landing, it creates an explosion, applying the infused status effect to all enemies within 6 meters. Enemies affected by the infused status effect take 50 more damage from your skills. That's pretty fucking huge. 1.25 seconds after landing, it creates an explosion, applying the infused stage to all affected enemies. Yeah, that's what it said. Like if you toss a skill, it just explodes, right? Yeah, that's gonna be pretty good, I think. Like 50, like with all the skill buffs as well, and then 50% more damage. How long is it? Doesn't say how long though. Interesting. Heroic bosses now drop exotics. I think we know that. Only exotics that the player is qualified for. For wall drop exotic, it requires the player has to drop previously, which is kind of weird. For crafted exotics, it requires that the player has the blueprint. I guess this is just another chance to get the highest gear score on them again. Because I don't really think this makes sense though. Because you need to have the drop before. I don't know, dude. Because all the exotics are gonna be maxed out max damage, right? I guess that's maybe the purpose, to just get them at the highest gear score that way. I honestly don't know. Like, it seems so weird to me that you need to have them before, right? The purpose of dropping this is to allow a chance to get 500. Yeah, okay, here to say it. Gear score 500 variants without upgrading, or get materials to upgrade other exotics. Yeah, sure. Okay, they can be shared to other players. I guess that's good though. But yeah, Eagle Barrier doesn't work because it's only on the raid, right? Every other exotic works, can drop. And now we get the 2 new weapon families, or whatever you call it. So, new assault rifle, carbine 7, 30 round mag, 790 RPM. By default, rolls with a new talent. Every free reloads from empty increase your mag size by 100%. Huh. Imagine this with aces. I'm not sure if I like that they're starting to have a new talent on them like Division 1 had. That later turned into exotics. New light machine gun, Stoner LMG, 580. 580 RPM, 200 mag capacity. Imagine having a mag on that and then aces as well. We're like, what the fuck? I assume you can't have a mag, but with aces, that's 400 bullets, right? Aces buff. By default, rolls with a new talent, Overwhelm. Suppressing an enemy that is not currently suppressed grants 5% weapon damage for 10 seconds. Max stack is 5. So basically a suppressed weapon, 200 mag. I'm not the biggest fan of a suppressed mechanic though. That's kind of what I dislike with LMGs. When I play PvE, I don't want to suppress them. I mean, there's maybe 1 out of 10 times I want to do that, but most of the time I don't want to do that. But hey, I hope you can roll away. I mean, it says only default rolls, so I assume you can roll them away. but it could be useful. Yeah, added flashlight attachments for pistols only, sadly. So skills are getting a buff. We took a hard look at the current meta, the builds that are fun, effective, and popular. We knew that skill builds, while it being something people want to play with, was nowhere near competitive. We knew that there was an explosive damage build that was on the fringe of popularity, but none that actually relied on any really good skill mods driven by skill power. Basically, they analyzed it and realized, yeah, they need to buff skills, so they are buffing skills to be on par with the DPS builds, kinda. I hope that they actually took in consideration, for example, if you use, I don't know, like a turret and a drone, assault drone, like that shoots, that they should not be able to do the same DPS as somebody that plays for example, an AR build and only hits headshots, because if you have a skill build, first of all, you can just sit in cover and never take damage, and your aim doesn't matter, right? But they should be doing way more damage than they did, and they are doing that. I'm just a little afraid that they are gonna like buff them way too much, right? So they actually do same or even more damage than a normal damage build with a weapon, and I don't think that's good, especially when it comes to AI controlled skills. But we will see on the PTS though, because otherwise it's just gonna be meta. Everybody gonna play that. You sit in cover, you never should take damage, you don't even have to aim or anything, right? But they should definitely be better. So I just wished more of the skills were not AI controlled, so you actually control them yourself, because if you control them yourself, I think, yeah, then they should be able to do a lot of damage, right? By clicking one button and the skill does everything for you, I don't think it should be strong then. That's just my opinion though. So yeah, they went away with the cooldown reduction and replaced it with skill haste. So cooldown reduction is gone. So 100% skill haste reduced cooldown by 50%, like a car speeding up to 100%, getting to its destination in half the time. This means that the player can invest in more than 100% haste and still get something back. It also means there's a diminishing return to skill haste as opposed to cooldown reduction, where each point was actually worth more than the last one. That's actually a good thing that they changed that. So they don't have hard caps. All current cooldown reduction will be skill haste, with an increase of 33% to the rolls, yeah, just to compensate for that. Surge talent increased skill haste from 10% to 20%. Specialization skill mods requires 0 skill power to run. Their bonuses are locked at pretty high roll, making them the best power to performance mods in the game. There's still higher value mods of these, blah blah blah. Okay, here we come to all the skill changes, dude. Holy shit. So the Hive, extra payload. These are the mods, I guess. Right? Like, I haven't looked. Yeah, these are the mods. I know there's a few of the names, right? But this is something you don't pay too much attention to, since they have been so bad, the skills, right? So you can see they are increasing a lot of them, right? Like damage increased 30% to 100%. Like, I think something they said they're doing is that they're increasing the damage and the effectiveness of the skills, but they have a way higher base cooldown. But since they added skill haste now, and the way it works, you can, if you spec into it, you will get a way lower cooldown. But you actually have to invest to it for, like, to have a low cooldown, right? And I think that's the way to go. But yeah, we can use, like, everything here is just... It's buffed a lot, right? And we're not gonna go through everything here, but... Like, it's pretty big numbers increased here. Damage increased from 7% to 150. What is that on? Turret. So mainly the mods are what they increased, right? Some pretty crazy numbers here overall. Damn, this is gonna be a lot of stuff to test. Skill is increased from 9.7 to 80. %100% duration. I think the shield looked really, really crazy. which a lot of people like, oh, defense is back. But I think something important to note is that for PvP, for example, not that I like currently care too much about PvP, because I feel like PvP is just in such a bad place, so it doesn't matter what they do, because if it gets worse, then yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. If it gets better, then good, like maybe it's playable for me personally, but I just feel like it can't really get worse, right? Because in my opinion, it's not playable right now. But they have modifiers for everything, so they should just be able to do that in PvP as well. So that shouldn't be anything to worry about. But yeah, I think the shield was way too weak as well. I mean, all the skills were in PvE. 100% damage variant added. So something really good, like not looking at the skills, like there's so much, just buffs all over the skills, right? I will probably make a video like going into that later. But this is just the patch notes. So crafting, the crafting bench is now upgradable and will then allow to craft gear up to a gear score of 500, which is really, really good. This is something I've been wanting. It will require 1 gun and 1 gear piece of 490 or higher to build, and after that the player can craft gear score 500, right? Yeah. So upgrade the crafting bench to 500, you craft 500 gear score items, which means that finally, if you're farming a lot and you get shit loot, you can just deconstruct them and then craft pieces that can be useful, right? That you can use. Because you should be able to, yeah, you can recalibrate crafted gear and weapons. So the items and weapons that you craft now is just like an item that you got, which is so good. And this should have been a thing from the beginning, especially with all the crazy RNG we have. So that's super good. I think something though, does it say anything about that? I'm a bit worried that the prices may be a bit too high, but hopefully that's something they could adjust then. Like, it's really expensive to craft right now. But at least now it's useful and you can do it, so yeah. That's great. The Cassie also sells 500 gear score items. And I guess this is some bug fixes here. Players can now damage NPCs rappelling on ropes with explosive. I wonder if they fixed the one from the helicopter. Like in a lot of... in the raid, for example, the first phase, if you... Or just any helicopter in the game, I feel like if you kill them before they hit the ground, you will fuck up the mission, right? Or the phase, you have to like restart. I would hope that they fix that, but I guess not. Other than that, it doesn't seem like too much, huh? Intercepted projectile by the deflector drone now do a percentage damage. Not deflector drone. Reduce depth of field strength while aiming. I mean, the rest here is just bug fixes. I mean, I think that's basically it for PTS 1, right? Like, keep in mind, all this is just PTS 1. Like, just looking at all the skills thing, like skill buffs here, it's hard to say anything, to be honest. Like, you need to test this. But it is PTS 1, so mainly the skills, just test them, hopefully balance them, and they will be good when the patch finally releases. But yeah, time to hop on that on the PTS. Hope you guys enjoy this patch notes video, and see you guys in the next one.